north. I love my cousin. I got to live in a
you were
condo.
hanging out with all the ball players.
Yes, he lived like a block from the stadium. So he would like get up, go take a shower, and walk to the ballpark every single day. So I lived with him. So sometimes I would follow him. Lou Piniella was the manager, though.
Oh, Lou's a nutcase.
So I had to go in through the side door. So you can come in and meet the guys. Met Bosio, met Buhner,
so
met Randy.
You're 20, 21?
21, 22, 21, 22, yeah. So I met everybody, but if Lou comes in, you have to leave. And, like, leave before he sees you. Yeah. Because he will blow up.
Well, it didn't take much to get Lou to blow up. Lou had a pretty short fuse.
Dude, he looked like a teapot ready to boil.
Oh, yeah.
At all times.
Got a lot of pressure on him, probably. Some internal and external pressures.
Yes.
Okay, so baseball, and I say this as a fan of baseball, as a former baseball, non-professional, but former baseball player, and I have a lot of friends who played in the minor leagues and a lot of friends who made it to the major leagues. As a general rule, they're the biggest degenerates to walk the earth.
Baseball players?
Yes.
Okay. I think you might be right. Can we use another word than degenerate?
Sure. What do you
You're
got?
right. You're 100% right. But we can't insult people. But you're right. Their maturity level stops at a certain age.
What word would you prefer to use?
Their maturity level stops at a certain age.
Arrested development?
Better.
Okay. Degenerate is probably more accurate.
When you're a great baseball player, you don't have to be a nice guy.
Well, you work at night, too. That's the other thing. Like if you work at night, you have the days to do what you need to do.
Correct. And that's usually what they do.
That's usually what they do.
Whatever you do, they're going to do every day.
When they do it.
When they do it, yes.
I just keep asking questions. You have a cousin that played in the big leagues and you lived with him, and that's awesome.
Blast, bro.
I bet it was.
I loved road trips.
Did you go on the road with him?
No, heck no. He'd leave for 10 days. I had this big old condo to myself.
You were living like a major leaguer as a college student.
Absolutely, but we'd have to clean up before he got home.
Were you any good at that? Because you always mess that up, right? You always your parents go out of town. You're in high school or whatever, and you think, I'll just have a few people over. Well, you're going to have 6 or 7 of your friends, and the next thing you know, there's 60 people in your backyard.
Pretty much,
right? And you think there's going to be a beer cap or a pull top or something else that's left behind or something that's going to get moved. There's no way you're going to ever successfully clean all that up.
Polaroids.
Oh, you were next level.
Polaroids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by Polaroids?
We put it back where it was before it started.
Take a picture of the room.
Yeah, but what happens when that Coors Light cap that slides between the couch cushions that you miss when you go through because you're hungover and you can't find everything?
You head down to the drugstore. They've got carpet cleaners that you
That's
can rent.
very specific, by the way.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I have no idea. I just made that up off the top of my head.
Hey,
I have no idea what you're talking about. How did this get here? I don't know. I've never had a can of this in my... I don't know.
It happens. What is your Walker Buehler 3 positive things?
It's coming up next.
Oh, gosh.
Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
That's funny.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Ugh, I've been feeling so sluggish and just kind of blah.
Been there. That's why I take Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites.
But I suppose they taste blah.
Actually, they taste delicious. It's an apple blueberry flavored center covered in a yogurt coating and is infused with probiotics to help support a healthy gut. They come 5 in a pouch. I just toss one in my bag and go.
Toss one in my bag?
Get your own.
New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites from the makers of the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Find them in the digestive care aisle.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron and slam dunk right in Paul George's face and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another 3. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the 6. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Cup. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks. Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans
and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN. Your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
I'm going to shut up. Tell me about Walker Buehler. Go ahead.
What do you want to know?
You said 3 positive outcomes.
I do. I think so. They've put themselves in a position to win the series. They've also put themselves in a position where I think tomorrow's game is everything. I thought Game 1 was the most important game. I think Game 3 is the most important game because the amount of money that they spent in Game 1 made Game 2 victory unlikely. And that's exactly how it went.
The amount of money. You mean
the
taxing
money.
the team.
Yes.
I got you.
Yes.
Okay.
So their account is full again. But if they can win tomorrow with Walker Buehler, assuming Walker Buehler is the guy that goes, and we're still waiting for official word on that, here are the 3 performances that you say, all right, we got a chance. Give me 5 innings, give up a couple of runs.
Okay.
I got a chance. Okay? Yeah. I think that is the floor of what you can hope for and still hope to win that game. Because if he doesn't give you 5, if he's out of that game by the 4th inning or so, you're asking a lot of guys to step up and do well. Because you saw it last night. I think last night is a good example of this. The more you change your pitchers, the more often, the more likely one of those guys can come in and have a bad night.
I heard something about that. Yeah.
It's just you keep flipping that coin. Eventually, you're not going to get what you want.
Second or third time you see a reliever, usually have success.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't keep swapping those guys out. If he can give you 6 innings, couple of runs, that's, I think, the second option here, because now all of a sudden, I only got to cover 3. I got to cover 3 with Kopech, Trinan, Phillips, and if I need to use someone else, we're in great shape because those guys aren't going to have to pitch more than 1 inning in that situation.
I just got a tweet. You'll never see a Los Angeles Dodgers starting pitcher go 7, let alone 6 in the playoffs.
Okay.
Upper management will take him out after 5. Is that true?
Option 3.
Okay.
Come back, put a pin in that.
Okay.
Because I think that's fascinating. Option 3 is he finds a time machine. He has the night of his life because here's the thing. Walker Buehler is not Landon Knack. Landon Knack is really green. He's very inexperienced, and he has never pitched in a game that's going to feel like it's going to feel.
Opposite ends of their career.
Walker Buehler's pitched in the World Series and pitched his ass off.
Okay.
He's been there. He knows what it feels like. He knows how to navigate his way through this. Now, whether or not his arm cooperates, who knows? We'll see how he feels. Walker Buehler will not be scared tomorrow. He might not pitch well, but it's not going to be because he's freaking out. I don't know if you can say the same thing about Landon Knack. We'll see what he brings to the table. To that tweet. Read me that tweet again.
Again, okay.
So
I got to put all this
Dodger management is not going to let a starting pitcher go past 5 innings.
You will never see a Los Angeles Dodgers starting pitcher go 7, let alone 6 in the playoffs. Upper management will take him out at 5.
If he pitches 5 innings and gives up a couple of runs, I think that tweet is accurate. Because they've already kind of got to him a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? They're not going to let him get that third look that you're talking about a guy. I would imagine.
You said give it up 2, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
2,
That's good. 5 innings, give up 2 runs?
Fine.
You can live with that.
It's not good. It's not bad. It's okay. We're in the game. Now we're playing a 4-inning game. We're still in it. The Dodgers won Game 1 because they went off script. I can't say it enough. The reason they won Game 1 is because Evan Phillips pitched multiple innings. Blake Trinan pitched multiple innings. You remember when I said to you, I said, why are we not Gratterall through that 5-pitch inning? Like, run him back out there. You're going to have guys pitch multiple innings. They're all just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. They went off script, and it worked, and they won the game.
It worked for the game.
For the game. But that's the whole point. And I get what the tweeter is saying about that the front office has this plan. They're going to have to abandon the plan if a guy's grooving. If Walker Buehler throws 5 innings and gives up no runs, and he's
5 innings of shutout ball,
you have to roll him in the 6th inning.
Unless
you have no choice but to do it.
Unless it's all hard hit balls that
Look,
were
if
caught.
he's dodging
miracles.
bullets,
yeah.
if it's a laser show all
You're
over the
lucky to get
field,
out. Yeah.
and that's I think
laser
that guy. I've delivered a few laser shows in my life.
Wow.
You know,
okay. Yeah.
if it's that, then that's not. That's different. That's not just he hasn't given up any runs.
If he's cruising, stay with the hot hand.
You know what that is?
What?
That's the Lincoln Riley. Yeah, I gave up. Let me tell you, we gave up 5 or no runs in 5 innings. Yeah, but let me tell you, you are a ball here or a ball there from this being a 5-run game.
Yeah,
you've gotten lucky. You
Right.
haven't pitched well. There's a difference there. If he's pitching well, if he's pitched 5 innings and he's pitching well, you have to roll him. You'd have to.
Yeah, you'd give him another inning.
Of course. And
if he does well there.
Short leash.
Yeah.
Short leash, right? If he goes, but what if he goes out there, out? One of those phones
I have no idea. What is
here.
that thing?
Yeah, this is one of these phones. Guys, one of your camera phones is ringing in here.
I thought that was an alarm or something.
No.
Or I thought that was your stomach. Bye.
That's about what it multiply that by 100, and that's what that is. But
Well,
you're gonna have to go by a little bit of field. Now,
Yeah.
whether they will or not, I don't know. But you will have a really good indicator if I'm right or not, because I think that these decisions are made beforehand. What he's saying I think is right, but I think it's right as far as trying to predict what the future will be.
Yeah.
But I think it's the wrong decision. You have to roll that guy. If he's cruising, let's say the Dodgers swing the bats. Say they have 5 runs through 5 innings.
What choice do you have?
Walker Buehler has given up a couple. Do you roll it out there to try to say, because now you got 2 chances to win 1. You got your bullpen ready to go full boat in games 4 and 5 potentially. You have to when you
If
have
you
the
have a
lead.
5-run lead, sure, right?
What if it's a 3-run lead? Right. And then we're getting into some decisions.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to throw that script out. That's what I'm talking about. Depending on where he is, depending on what it looks like. But it can't be one of those, we're never going to let him see him the 3rd time. Why not?
Or just a blanket, he's out after 5. Yeah.
What if he's cruising?
Do you think Dave overrode the plan? Like Dave actually made a choice in game 1? Because if he did, then he's right and he's wrong. Because it got you the win, but it also got you the loss the next day.
I don't know if you can plan for what happened. You know what I mean? Like
day 2?
Yeah. Day 2 is kind of about what you would expect. They fell behind. They never really were back in that game.
Yeah.
Once Flaherty gave up that last run, if they were announced a 3-run lead, now you're kind of chasing. Now we're going to go.
Okay.
Had they gotten some hits?
Yeah.
Had they taken it, what was it? It was 4-1 at one point. Had they got it to 4-2 or 4-3, then I think you start making some different decisions. But it went from 4-1 to 5-1 to 6 to 10-1, and the game just was over at that point.
Right.
So there weren't a bunch of decisions to make.
I'm talking about game 1.
Yeah.
So if Dave made the choice to go off script to get you game 1, he's right and
Yeah,
he's wrong.
I think-
he's right and he's wrong. You got the win, but
What's
it
the
also
wrong part?
cost you game 2.
I think
If
Jack
Yamamoto
Flaherty.
goes, go ahead. Anyway.
Jack Flaherty and your inability to score cost you game 2. I don't think
Okay.
there was a decision.
There
that
was no
cost you-
decision there. Okay.
I don't think so.
All right.
Well, you lost game 2 because Flaherty was only okay, and the bullpen was not very good, and you scored 2. And by the way, for all intents and purposes, you scored 1 run.
That's it. Yeah.
The run that came late on Muncie's homer was. Now look, hopefully that kind of unlocks him. Maybe that could be a Mookie thing where a hit in a weird that isn't particularly impactful, but just kind of.
I'm hoping somebody hits Mookie with a battery. Maybe that'll wake him up.
Whatever it
Maybe
takes.
that'll wake him up.
I don't want him to get hit with a battery.
I
Clearly,
mean, you know what I'm saying.
I
But you've opened the door up in San Diego for whatever happens because of how your fans behaved.
Fans were idiots.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no. Look, I'm a Dodger fan, and I'm proud to be a Dodger fan. They acted like morons yesterday.
The same could work for in the Dodgers' favor as well if they're acting stupid too.
The
could
Padres
galvanize you.
responded exactly how you would want. They brought it together. We saw Manny on TV kind of bring the guys together. And
yes.
They went out there and hammered them out.
You know what? I don't like some of the comments I see on Twitter or even listening to some of these post-game shows. Fans calling in and saying, "Oh, the players are being disrespectful." No, man, you guys are starting this whole thing.
You crossed that line.
Yeah,
you crossed the invisible line between you and those players.
You can do this all day long.
Yep.
You can talk to me all you want.
You can
And
chirp
so can they.
and yell, and they can chirp and yell back. You don't get to go on the field. They don't get to come in the stands, and you don't get to throw anything.
Yes.
These are the rules.
And the closest interaction we had was that steal that Profar had with the player, with the fans in the stands.
Profar didn't do anything wrong.
He didn't, and neither did the fans.
Right.
They're reaching up to. No one did anything wrong. What would have been wrong is if the fan tried to hit the ball out of his glove or something. Like,
you want me to make this Manny Machado's
Good.
fault because I can do it.
You cannot make this Machado's fault.
I'm going to try.
Okay, go ahead. How can you make this Machado's fault? He was born?
No. Well, step one.
Okay.
Mr. Machado met Mrs. Machado.
Right, that's it? Okay.
Yeah, no. Flaherty hits Tatis to open up the sixth inning. Machado thought that was done intentionally. It absolutely, positively was not done intentionally. The Dodgers are down 2 runs. You never hit the leadoff guy.
Why would you hit the guy? Right.
And you sure as you know what don't hit the leadoff guy when you're chasing runs and the meat of the order is coming up.
Yes.
I know Tatis has been wearing you out, but you're not hitting him right there. Flaherty knows that he didn't do it on purpose. Tatis goes to first. I'm sure it sucks to get hit, but Machado starts chirping like crazy. Machado starts chirping into the Dodger dugout after the inning is over. Flaherty starts chirping. The temperature starts getting elevated,
right?
Because Machado is elevating the temperature, and then idiots go idiot and start throwing things on the field. That's how you can blame it on man. It's not Manny's fault.
Dang.
But
what did Kobe say? That's a Bikram yoga stretch.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't believe it, but Machado.
I see where you're going.
Machado's been in the major leagues, 13, 14 years?
Yeah.
He's a great player. You can't honestly think that in a 2-run playoff game, I'm hitting the leadoff guy in the 6th inning and I'm chasing runs. Why?
I wonder if he knows that.
How could he not?
I don't know. You'd be surprised what guys don't know, but I wonder. All he saw was my guy got hit. So the appropriate response is to chirp back.
No, the appropriate response is great. Now we got a runner on base.
Yeah.
We got the meat of the order coming up. We're gonna extend the lead.
His manager should have said something. Yes, I know.
One thing too, this is silly. Yes, don't throw anything in the stands if you're a fan. No. But who has batteries?
Travis, he brings his radio.
Who has batteries anymore? I don't know the last time that I've dealt with a battery. So if you're throwing batteries,
are we sure there were batteries thrown?
I mean, that's what some of these guys.
Somebody
are
said. I mean,
yeah,
you have a remote control at home, right? That's it. You're not bringing that to the game.
No,
your phone doesn't have
the
a
days
battery.
of the Walkman are
exactly.
Your batteries on the ready.
Right.
If you have batteries, you bought them to throw them.
How do you get them in?
That's a great question.
Well, you can.
How do you get a vape in? You know, there's people that get them in.
Yeah, I've gotten a vape.
We when Jorge and I went to the Dodger game a couple weeks ago, we went and had a couple of beers, and I forget why. Oh, you brought limes to.
No, I brought you a lime because I'm like, hey, the tree's
right.
almost
Right. He brought a lime,
yeah.
said my trees, and he gives me a lime. I stick it in my pocket. I'm not thinking about it. I just put it in my pocket.
Wait, you brought a lime for what?
No,
to show me.
Yeah, because I usually bring them oranges or limes because the trees are about to, start.
Oh, this is what my okay. Go ahead.
So he just brings me to show, hey, they're getting close, and I'm like, okay, cool. I just stick it in my pocket. I forget that it's in my. It's small. It's like like this.
It's a lime.
So it's a lime, and walking through, put your phone in the little metal detector, and I go through, and the Dodger security guy goes, "What's in your pocket?" Like he saw it, and I'm like, "Oh," I said, "It's a lime." And he looks at me, and he goes, "Oh, okay."
Wow.
Unless we go through, but they're paying attention. How do you get a bunch of
there.
batteries?
Yeah.
Just for the Modelo, man.
Yeah,
you don't want to know.
You never know when you're going to need it.
There's no loose batteries in my life, so I don't know how anyone would have any batteries. But again, do not throw anything at athletes. It is not a good idea. It's not good.
Certain words, if you throw something at me, it's not a game anymore.
Right.
Now I'm coming up there.
Right.
Yeah.
And we know what they are.
Yeah.
We know where the line is.
You hit me with something, it's run our test time. Yes.
I don't know if it cost them the game, but it certainly broke the game open. Like, but Darvish isn't going to throw. He didn't throw a pitch for whatever it was, 8 or 9 minutes. He still went out there and did his thing. They got it handed to him yesterday.
No doubt.
Tomorrow's the day. Let's try a quick phone call here. Agura Hills and Michael. Michael, you're on Travis DeMarco. What's up?
How you doing, guys? This is Mike from Agora Hills, the drunk drumming dad, wedding, and sleeping bag. Couldn't put it back in case. Agora Hills, Mike?
Yes, indeed, Mike. Good to hear from you.
Good. Hey, so I just wanted to see how optimistic you guys were about the Dodgers still winning this series with no starting pitching, our shortstop and first baseman being gimpy, and Dave seeming to take out the pitchers either too early or too late. And I'll listen.
Okay.
That was Mike from Agora Hills, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, Jorge. Appreciate that.
Who is that?
He's a caller. He's called in to
Mike
go to
from
some
Agora
random stories.
Drummer,
here.
sleeping bag.
Drummer, he had a sleeping bag. He couldn't get in. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Don't get
That's
caught.
my first meeting with him. There'll
That's
be
your
more.
first time.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
That's your first time. What is your optimism for the Dodgers to win this series.
How many games? You have 3 games left to win 2.
You got 2 to win 3. Or 3 to win 2.
I am super optimistic. Yes. I mean, I know you've everything you said is right. You got gimpy infielders and your starting pitching is down, but what do I keep saying? You still have Ohtani. You still have a chance. Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to do this one more time. And, Michael, I'm sorry that you're going to catch my frustration with this because you're the last one to bring it up, but you're not the only one to bring it up.
Oh, Dave?
Guys.
Remember your stomach, Trav.
I know.
Okay, go ahead.
Guys.
Yeah.
Dave Roberts did not make one decision that has cost them the game yesterday. They got their heads kicked in. They lost 10-2. There was no, hey, I'm not going to, let's pull these 8 runs off the board. It wasn't that. Flaherty didn't pitch very well. They didn't hit. It's real simple. Dave Roberts had nothing to do with them losing yesterday.
He said pulled too late or too soon. Does anybody qualify for that?
In game 1, if you want to talk about the decisions to push and pull pitchers, he kind of got it exactly right.
Game 1.
Yeah. The Kopech, who's probably their best reliever, if it's not Trinan, got in trouble. Instead of, well, he's my guy, I'm going to sink or swim with him. He went and got him, pulled him out, put Trinan in. Trinan got out of the 8th inning with the bases loaded, got out of the 9th inning with 2 runners on. Like, he left Trinan in to throw 40 pitches. That's not something that they've done with him very often, and it worked. So this Dave screwed it up thing, A, he doesn't make very many of these calls in the moment, and B, the decisions that he did make in game 1 were good decisions. They lost yesterday because they scored 2 runs. Their starting pitcher spit the bit. The bullpen was bad. It wasn't Dave Roberts.
From now on, be specific when you talk about Dave Roberts. Too much or too soon, too little or too much. I don't know, because you have to tell me when and where. Because sometimes I think people don't actually watch.
That was game 1. The manager was involved.
Yes.
And he got it right. Game 2, the manager was never involved in the game.
You're just waiting for a reason to dump on Dave.
Ugh. Great. Now I get to be in a better mood because we'll talk about the Rams when they start trading guys. Awesome. That's next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Monday Night Football tonight, right? Why not play Prize Picks? Why not put the Prize Picks app on your phone and have a great time with Monday Night Football? How about this? You know Prize Picks, right? You put the app on your phone, you use the code 710, and then you pick more or you pick less. You look at the stat projections. Tonight, Patrick Mahomes, 236.5 yards passing, more or less. I think we're going to go a little bit less today. Alvin Kamara, the Saints, on the other side. Will he score a touchdown or not? Half a touchdown. I think he's going to get in. Let's go with a little more on Kamara. That's Prize Picks in a nutshell. You can win up to 100 times your money with Prize Picks, but you can't do it if you don't play. Put the Prize Picks app on your phone. Use the code 710. And when you do that, you're going to get a first deposit match of up to $100. That's Prize Picks, promo code 710 for a first deposit match of up to $100. Football is fun. Football with Prize Picks is more fun, and you can win money. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason in Ireland.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
And award-winning wines come together for the perfect game day pairing. Go one-on-one with our easy-drinking flagship Claret Cabernet Sauvignon or celebrate like you just won the finals with our crisp and refreshing sparkling Prosecco. Find Francis Coppola Diamond Collection wines today at a store near you. Francis Coppola Winery, Geyserville, Sonoma County, California. Please drink responsibly.
Mr. October? Ha! I'm Mr. Morongo. I hit home runs for good times. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Whether your ace is on the mound or in your hand, it's a win-win watching all of baseball's playoff games at Sideline Sports Bar.
Number 2.
Get a 1.79-quart terracotta pot when you earn 500 points on your rewards card, the 15th.
And the number 1 reason.
Yin Yang Twins, featuring Young Jock, live October 18th.
Morongo, good times.
The Harim Foundation is inviting you to join us and ESPN Radio at our charity golf tournament, Monday, October 28th at the San Gabriel Country Club, to raise funds for scholarships. To date, we've given $138,000 in assistance, and we want to give more. Go to harimfoundation.org and click the banner at the top. Join the likes of Nomar, Sean Green, Mickey Hatcher, and others. Tune in to ESPN 710 for all the fun on the 28th. harimfoundation.org and click the banner at the top. See you there.
It's almost time for the new season of The Lake Show. Grab your tickets this upcoming season through Lakers Ticket Exchange by Ticketmaster. Ticket Exchange is the official resale marketplace of your Los Angeles Lakers, where your purchase is 100% verified and secured. Purchasing tickets has never been so easy. Grab your computer or phone and find your seats at Lakers.com/ticket exchange. That's Lakers.com/ticket exchange. We'll see you this upcoming season.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
At the Home Depot, we know you can't control everything, like when your guests arrive too early for Saturday college football. But you can control your grill. With the Traeger Timberline XL, you can watch the game, not the grill. Monitor your football feast from anywhere using the Traeger app. With the Timberline XL, you can bake, smoke, sear, fry, and saute. That's Desmond Howard level versatility.
Huddle up, the food's done.
Defend your game time with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Are you done with your meetings?
Kind of. I got one more.
Okay.
How are you? How's your intestines feeling?
They felt better.
Yeah?
I've never heard that
Tums
before.
has done its job. Tums has stemmed the tide for the length of the radio show, so that's good.
Maybe you should get an MRI on it.
How's your? Will you stop?
I don't think you MRI that part.
We
Joints
care.
are for MRIs.
Come on. How's your back and hip? Everything.
Everything is better.
Yeah.
We actually know more on what's going on.
How'd you
What do
find
you
out?
got?
Well, by process of elimination. So,
Okay, can I just before you tell me,
So he still
because
doesn't
I
know.
do want to hear.
it wasn't me who did it.
Okay.
It was the person who works on me.
Has a person that attended medical school diagnosed you with anything?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Because the person who shares the person who does the work on me shares an office with somebody who went to medical school, I think.
But did the person that shares the office look at you?
Yeah. He
Okay.
came in there.
Okay.
He had a white coat on. No. What,
Yeah, who knows?
Wow.
He might have been a chef.
I'm glad you're
Yeah.
feeling better. Yes.
I am feeling better in general.
Yes.
But there's a lot of work to be done. We can talk about that more tomorrow on
I'm
Live
just
Energy
saying.
Tuesday.
Yes.
Tomorrow is a big day because that's when the Dodgers playoff baseball returns. And we will do a whole day of live and local Real Dodgers talk tomorrow, starting at 7 a.m. with Shidano and Cap in the morning. And myself on the ones and twos.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Will we get crosstalk between their show and our show?
Oh boy.
Maybe like an 8:55. I don't know about those. No, those guys, honestly, they're only doing 2 hours. So yeah, I think we can. I think we do an 8:55 to 9:10. Why not?
All right.
Sedano also called the UVA game this weekend.
Oh,
and
he
so
did?
I got to hear him all Saturday, and it was a win. So solid on my end.
Was there a lot of screaming by him?
There was there was a very weird play, and so yeah, we got a little animated Sedano.
Okay, so we got that.
Nice.
So that is tomorrow morning. Start your day with Real Dodgers Talk live and local. And then Travis and DeMarco from 9 to noon. Mason and Ireland noon to 3. Beto and Bergman in the afternoon at 3 o'clock.
B&B.
And then Marcus Grant and Andy Kamenetsky at 6 p.m. So here's the thing tomorrow. We want you to enjoy the game with us. We want you to treat us like a second screen on the YouTube chat. Let's talk about the game. We will pot up the game from ESPN Radio. Pot up's a technical term. We will bring you the game highlights as they're going on. But the whole key is, hey, watch the game. Turn us on the app. Turn us on the radio. We're going to be taking your calls, talking about interaction, DeMarco. And for people who have jumped in to go, why isn't Corporate Greg going to be in the morning? Wednesday and Thursday. You've got Corporate Greg from 7 to 9 a.m.
Oh.
Wednesday morning is just Corporate Greg, myself, and Jorge.
Oh,
how about that
wow.
for a trifecta?
Woo-hoo.
So Jorge's
Me
on the ones and twos that day.
On the ones and twos.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then Thursday, Greg is doing the morning show with Andy Kamenetsky. I will not be on the ones and twos. I will be in San Luis Obispo. We're on my way.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So the Padres got to take
What are you
care
going
of
to Slow for?
A wedding. Not my family, 70s family.
You should take Michael out to dinner.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Trail off.
I don't have a lot of time. I'm only up there for like a day and a half.
Carve out a little extra time. Take the boy, get a sandwich.
A little bit.
Tell him, give him my contact info. First of all, I'm open to it. You really want Michael spending a Thursday or Friday evening with me?
Do you know what you just said?
I do not. I do not. He could give you a diagnosis on your hip. He's taken biology.
Oh no, the hip's great now.
The hip's great.
We're just moving to other things.
Oh, it's migrated.
It's not migrating. No, here's what the guy in the white jacket said. Because we fixed one thing, the actual issue is now you're feeling it. So we just got to stretch it out and we got to lift more.
Where's your discomfort?
It's in the. It's not even. It's in the.
It's in the.
It's in the skadach.
Okay.
Well,
the
sorry
hips.
I asked.
Yes.
The pelvis.
Skadach.
Yeah. So
do the Dak Prescott like pelvis twist.
I need that and like some kettlebells, like scubby.
There you go.
Scubby.
That's your lifting vocabulary.
When you're doing the pelvis shoots, yeah.
Wow.
Skabeach?
No, it's
Skadich.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sound like skadoosh.
Skadoosh.
Yeah, no, I don't like that either.
And I need to do a lot of squats and lunges, which I've been, as you could tell by looking at me, I've done those for years. I haven't done a squat probably since like 2006.
Can you squat? Can you squat down?
Well, back in the day.
Can you squat now?
Front or back?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You haven't
You trying to squat me?
No, can you squat? Let me see you squat. Let me see how far you can get down there. Can
Now
you go
watch the
past
stride.
parallel? Let me see. Go ahead. Let me see.
I'm wearing cowboy boots.
I see. Go ahead.
That's all right.
That's all right. That's
It's a
good.
nice
You got
platform.
heels.
That's
That's
fine.
not bad. There
That's
you go.
pretty good, actually.
You're good. Did you feel pain there?
No.
Oh, you're good. See?
He doesn't need an MRI anymore.
Yeah.
A
I
guy in a
felt
white
tight.
coat diagnosed
I
him.
felt
What kind of
tightness
guy
in-
in a white coat, though?
Probably a baker.
Right.
Yeah. He just got off work
Did he have
making the
flour
donuts.
on his hand? Yeah.
Like Enzo from The Godfather?
Yeah.
I am Enzo, the baker.
Brought the cake. Yes. Oh my gosh. You look
Hi.
good though. You got a tan. Were you out in the sun?
Nah, well, a little bit on Saturday.
You look good. Doesn't he look good?
While USC was, ugh.
You're mad,
If I
right?
had a Lincoln Riley bobblehead, I'd do it.
You're mad, right? That's unacceptable.
Well-
Losing to Minnesota is unacceptable.
Just by theory, Penn State's going to come in and blow their doors off, and then what?
I'm not
Okay,
so
here-
sure of that.
Penn
but
State
yeah.
does tend to lose the big games. So
Okay.
the games under James
Yeah.
Franklin, the games that they're supposed to be like, hey, everybody, this is the big game for Penn State to get on the board. They lose them
This
every
is going to
time.
be more frustrating. You might beat Penn State and go, why didn't we beat
That
Minnesota?
it makes the Minnesota loss look worse.
That's what I'm saying. That's going to be the
But
frustration of this team.
I guess if you're looking for good news, bad news, the good news is that they're up as far as any sort of idea of competing in the Big Ten or competing for a playoff spot. You've spent whatever credit you have. You can't lose more than two. Two's the maximum amount.
But they're a couple plays from 5-0 guys.
Oh, God.
I hate that so
Why did you bring
much.
that up?
Because
I
she
don't know,
wants
'cause
to
Chris would love
aggravate
What was
me.
the other stat you said about Lincoln Riley and Central Time?
So since
That's
2012,
SC, yes.
SC since 2012 has not won a game in Central or Eastern time.
That's
zones.
hard.
2012.
Wasn't Minnesota? I was saying this Saturday night
Minnesota?
when I saw the colors. Wasn't that in the TV show Coach? Wasn't he coaching Minnesota originally?
Minnesota State.
State.
Are
Yes.
you sure?
Yes.
Because those colors looked violently
Dauber.
familiar.
Yes.
Yeah, Dauber and
yeah.
Craig T. Nelson were the coach of Minnesota
Somebody
State.
is rocking a Gopher sweatshirt back there.
Gopher.
Anthony.
Anthony, where are you?
Let me
Stand
tell
up.
you about Anthony.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Anthony, who works for us in the social media team, what a scumbag he is. Tweeting last night, oh, if you blame Dave Roberts, you don't know baseball. Let me tell you, scumbag, I'll blame Dave Roberts all day. And guess what? And he's like, and somebody said, he said, like, are you that fan who's blaming Dave Roberts? And Cappy responded to his tweet, which it's odd that Kaplan's following him, but that's a different story. Like, are you talking about Morales? And he goes, no, Morales will come out when the unthinkable happens. Unthinkable? It happens every year.
It's not unthinkable. What did Dave Roberts do yesterday to aggravate you?
He's Dave Roberts. The team the team was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Now, is that all Dave's fault? And here's the thing.
Mookie Betts hasn't had a hit in 6 years.
6 years.
Isn't that the job of a manager of a
To
coach?
go up and
To
get
motivate.
hits for your best player?
No.
To motivate.
That's Mookie's job.
It seems like Shohei's doing okay.
Yes, Mookie's
If-
got to
It
do
seems
this.
like Freddie was doing okay.
Let me just ask you a question. Not whether it will happen or not. If this series goes the way everybody feels like it could go today, okay, and on Thursday morning, we're talking about them getting knocked out of the playoffs yet again. And if you were the owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers, would you fire Dave Roberts?
Yes.
Okay. Simple.
Because you had to.
Because it's time to try something different.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
If you get knocked out again, well, Shohei Ohtani.
No.
Shohei Ohtani on Saturday
and then the
night.
next day
You
put out a
can't
front
have
page
the
saying
best
thank you.
record in baseball 3 years in a row and be one of the first teams out 3 years in a row and just say, that happens, let's just run it back and do it
You
again.
do the newspaper, thank you, Dave Roberts.
Shohei hit that ball to Echo Park.
They are badly compromised in
Yes.
their pitching staff, but you can't lose in the first round. You can't. You absolutely
Especially to the
can't.
Padres yet again.
Well, okay. So I hear what you're saying, and I get it. The Padres might be the best team in the National League.
But there's some teams you just have to beat.
I agree.
Rams have to beat the Niners once in a while.
I completely
agree with that.
But yesterday had nothing to do with it. They scored one run. Their pitching was bad. What do you want them to do?
Although I didn't realize the Packers owned McVay like
5-0.
He's talking about the Dodgers. Don't switch to me.
LaFleur's 5-0 against McVay.
But that's my buddy.
Hey,
5-0.
They are.
He's got to stop playing
They're
against his
competitive.
buddies.
They're competitive. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, he has
5-0.
his buddy coming up, Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah,
in,
Another
2
one.
games.
Another one. I know. That McVay tree is big. That's the problem. They grow up. Yeah. And they want to beat you. But they're all friends.
That's a bad version, man. That's what we got.
That's what we got.
We got to put some alcohol in the heads like the old days.
You saw the game, right? They had a chance to win that.
When?
At the end, you gave Stafford how many minutes?
They had about 3.5.
Did you let me ask you a
timeout.
question.
Yeah.
And we could do this more
Hey,
tomorrow.
I would bet if you told
Did you
me,
really think they had a chance to win?
You told me you were down by
No.
5, and you gave
Right,
Matthew
no.
Stafford
You
one
knew-
timeout in 3:15.
You knew
yeah,
a
I'd take
sack,
that.
a fumble, an interception was coming. Something was coming. You just know it.
I
and I
hope-
feel really bad for Matthew Stafford.
I hope they would clean it up for that drive. Even with everything that went wrong, like I told Travis, like I told everybody, you still had a chance to win that football
Matthew
game.
Stafford.
Well,
I feel bad for him because you can
problem
see the
is-
frustration in his eyes.
it's
now.
starting to build.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
He's the only one. There's nowhere for him to go. Like I don't worry about him, but once it leaves his hands is when you start to worry. Like where's it going to go? Is it going to go to Parkinson for the 14th time in a game where he doesn't catch the ball?
No, that experiment has not worked out.
There was one pass on that run in the fourth quarter when they got the ball back, and I don't remember the specifics. I'll look it up for tomorrow.
Okay.
Where he threw it so low, you could tell he's mentally
That
done.
I know exactly what you're
where
talking
you were
about.
like,
the
this
gopher
is
ball.
over.
I thought
the gopher ball.
I swear to you, I thought like his elbow broke
You
or
think
something.
he was hurt? Em?
Well, yeah, because he threw a dart.
Remember the fastball he
it-
threw?
Yes.
And then the next 4
But
were off target.
it's like he threw a changeup.
Yeah.
The ball just died.
And
And
it
I
was
thought,
like-
oh my
so
God,
going
he's
back
hurt. I
to
thought
year
his
one
elbow
with
was
him,
messed up.
Listening to Sean
He's
McVay
hurt.
talk
He's
about how
hurt.
he throws, he likened him to a major league pitcher.
Yeah.
So when he had to fire that one in there, and it was a fastball, the next 4 were offline. So I'm like, what
Did
if he threw his arm out?
It looked
For the
like
day.
it.
For the day, yeah.
Well, it's a bye week. The bye week's going to wash it all away.
No, it's not going to wash it away. No.
Pitching and throwing footballs is obviously different, but if you throw and your arm does that, it doesn't just heal.
It could come back, yeah. I mean, you're going to have to give it a little rest. It's different, but I thought the same thing. It was the one he fired to Parkinson for the first down.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was
They
across
had to
the
have
field.
it, yeah.
That's old Detroit Lions stuff. That's the stuff he used to put on tape. Wow, arm talent. But then the next few he missed.
Well, the one like just ran out of gas
Yeah.
and just dropped at the feet.
How was the crowd? Because when I first put on the game, I was like, oh, it looks more balanced. And then I heard the noise when Stafford was under center. I was like, ooh, that doesn't sound very good.
I was talking with Greg about this. That green kind of blends. The Niners pop.
Yeah.
That red
It's
stands
almost-
out. You can tell, but
if you have
they
a-
were there.
If you have a color wheel.
How many
Yeah.
people, Emily, what did you think the crowd broke down as?
70-30.
70-30 Packers?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And they were loud. They said "Go Pack, Go" a bunch.
Oh, boy.
There's the first time in LA since 2018, so
Yeah.
they got their fans time there. But green is close from the color wheel to blue as opposed to red, so they're on the opposite side as they pop.
All right. What's going to happen in 2 weeks when the black hole comes to town?
And the
What do you mean? You mean what's going to happen again?
Well, the Raiders
They
are
will
going to
show.
lose.
They will
Raiders
show
will
up
lose.
again.
No, the Rams are going to
Yeah.
win that game.
Look,
If the Rams lose that game, McVay should just quit that night.
the Rams
Stop.
are going to have fans of the other team there every week.
Yes.
That's just the reality of it. It's not going to change, and if it's going to change over decades, not over weeks. It's going to take forever. The Niner fans aren't going anywhere. Packer fans, Cowboy fans, they're going to take over. It's what they do.
I have stopped talking to people though, and I mean this on a serious level. You call yourself a Rams fan, and you sell your tickets.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row. Don't ever ask me a question again about the Rams. ever again. I don't care if we're
Or
in the
you
same
got your
pickup
binoculars
line.
out? Are you looking through?
I'm just saying. I know who
finding
you
their
are. We
season
talk
seats?
about it. You know. I'm just saying. Don't ever talk to me again about the Rams.
All right, so I don't even want to put it back out there, but let's say coming out of the bye against the Raiders doesn't go the way that we want. do you just start saying, all right, who you got, who you want? We're going to think about the draft coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Valvoline, is your vehicle due for service, right? Little sticker every 3,000 miles, 5,000 miles, whatever it is. If you're ready, head in your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Because for over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you and me. And you don't even have to get out of your car at Valvoline. This is the best part. You drive in, you sit in your car, nice and relaxed, nice and safe, while the expert technicians go to work. You can close your eyes. You can take a little 15, 20-minute nap. You can listen to a podcast. You can text on your phone, play a game, whatever you want, and then you're down the road knowing that you got your oil change, tire rotations, transmission care, wipers, all sorts of things going up at Valvoline. Just pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Over 80 locations ready to help you get your ride ready for the road in no time at all. Just visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off of your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason and Ireland. Today I won after
Hey,
Travis and
football
DeMarco.
fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
Hey, LA, let's talk trash. Food waste, that is. Tossing your food scraps in the regular trash sends them to landfills where they release harmful gases like methane. Fight global warming by simply sorting your food scraps and placing them in your green bin. It's quick, it's easy, it helps protect our planet. Ready to do your part? Visit cleanla.com or call 888-CLEAN-LA for more tips. This message funded by Cal Recycle.
Take a sip of sunshine this season with Milagro Tequila. What's up, guys? It's D-Far. Milagro Tequila is made from 100% blue agave, crafted for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Enjoy the freshest margaritas with Milagro Silver, mix up some palomas with Reposado, or simply sip Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Milagro at your favorite retailer, in stores, and online. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Milagro Tequila. Must be 21 and over. Please enjoy responsibly.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
In 2021, LSU finished with a disappointing 6-7 record. Luckily for them, a new head coach in Chip Kelly and a quarterback from Arizona State, Jaden Daniels, arrived in Baton Rouge. They lead LSU to the 2022 SEC Championship game and defeated Purdue in the Citrus Bowl to finish 10-4. Kelly and Daniels made that 2021 season like it never even happened.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
This season, get premium tech that inspires joy from Dell Technologies. Bring projects to life with the XPS 16. It delivers supercharged processing for enhanced productivity and freedom to express yourself. Performance-class Dell PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors deliver a dedicated engine to help accelerate AI. Enjoy free shipping, Dell rewards, and expert support. When you get a Dell PC with AI, it gives back. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
As you know, we've welcomed the new partner here at 710 ESPN, NextGen. NextGen, the official AC, heat, and plumbing company of SoCal sports fans.
You're as cold as ice.
Call 833-3-NEXTGEN, NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com. Time for our feature we do 3 days a week.
'Cause you're hot and you're
Who's hot? Who's cold? Thanks to Next Gen. Boy, time for Who's Hot? Who's Cold? Take it away, Producer M.
Boy, so who's hot?
Aloha.
Me.
Basketball
Mushy,
season.
Moshi.
It was not only that LeBron and Bronny got on the court together last night.
Yeah.
Shout out to that photo.
It's
I guess.
over.
If it were, I'd be celebrating with you. You know what? This is the ultimate tip of the iceberg moment.
That was it. They did it. There was the shot.
Please.
Dad, son.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, let's play basketball, guys. But during the Bills-Texans game, the referee made a slight mistake when calling what the foul was on the play. So here is the ref in the Bills and Texans game.
After crew discussion, the runner was out of bounds before he fumbled the basketball. Oh. The ball be placed at the 39-yard line. It is a first down.
It's almost basketball season, and I will say for Clay Martin.
Fumbled the basketball. Hey, what are we
Everyone
doing?
makes mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. But have you ever, flubbed something like that? Like, you're thinking about something else, and you say something else.
Daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is one of these
Your
things.
read yesterday?
I was just going to say, I'm a very proud partner of one of our partners here of Prize Picks, right? You hear me talk about Prize Picks all the time. Well, the word prize, P-R-I-Z-E, and picks, when said right next to each other, if you do the P-R in picks, that's what I said.
Oh, my God.
And it was a mistake.
Especially when it's like the prize.
The Prize Picks preview. It's a triple P, and I got hung up on the second P. If you make a living talking into one of these,
it will happen.
You're going to say something stupid a lot.
I have to say this slower. What did I say to stop the room? The word push and E. But it didn't come out that way. And it stopped the whole room.
It happens.
Oh, my God. What did I say?
Yeah.
You know what you said?
Don't. Just keep going. Just don't ever acknowledge it. Just keep going
break,
along
and then you're
the
like,
way.
wow, what did I just
Speaking
say?
of the Bills and Texans real quick, and as a former player.
Yes.
Do you honestly believe that the NFL cares about their players and their safety?
Yes.
You do?
I do.
Then how in the world was Josh Allen allowed to continue to play in that football game yesterday?
Sometimes they miss.
And they didn't miss it on TV.
Sometimes they miss, and sometimes things happen. But yes, I think they care.
They on TV tomorrow. Everybody watching on TV knew that Josh Allen had a concussion.
But it's hard to stop a guy, especially when it's the quarterback.
But
I know.
This is my point.
I get you.
If everybody on TV knows it, somebody go down there and say, "You're coming off the field. You're done." If they care. Otherwise, it's I think it might be his knee.
Okay.
That's why when I hear,
I have no answer for you.
That's
I'm
why
right
when
there
I
with
hear
you.
that, no, they care. No, they don't.
Okay.
Case
Also-
number one, right there.
You're
Last
supposed to
night-
care too. Yeah, go ahead.
Last night in the Steelers-Cowboys game, same thing happens. Justin Fields gets rung up.
Yep.
You can clearly tell something is not right. He goes off the field. He comes right back. They say they talk to the independent
Neurologist,
neurologist, but the person's up in the freaking booth with Cowboys people. They don't care.
Okay, so in
They
the
don't care.
NFL, you have red hats. Their job is to look for signs of concussion and head trauma. And they supersede everything. If they say you're out, you're out.
Yep.
So the red hats have to step forward. And
Yep.
then it goes to your head trainer. If he only cares about you as a person. So if you're dinged, if he says you're out, you're out. Now, that's a failure on two levels before you get down to the player. But I do think the league cares. There's things in place to keep players from hurting themselves.
The fans can't know what's going on and not have the player come out of the game. You know what I mean? Like, it just, it wasn't like it was like, oh, yeah, man. And by the way, he was terrible after that. Terrible.
Okay. Remember Detroit last year when Matthew Stafford got hit?
Mm-hmm.
He was asleep for like a second, and I'm standing right next to the red hat, and I don't think they moved. So sometimes they get caught watching the game, just like us. Yes, they should
But that's
know.
not their job.
Right.
Their job is to take care of these players, and that is
totally.
a failure on their part.
And if there's a million TV cameras,
totally
have somebody that gets on the phone. Hey, yo, go get him. He's jacked up.
No
Complete.
self-respecting medical professional could have approved that.
Yeah, that was wild.
Anyway. So, cold Vanderbilt. So we already talked about it today, where they took those goal posts, took them down Broadway, put them in the Cumberland, and just celebrated all night. But Vanderbilt had this at the ready. So Nick Saban on College Game Day at the end of September, I believe it was either maybe it's Texas A&M game. Either way, it was College Game Day a couple weeks ago. And he sat down with Pat McAfee, and they were talking about different SEC opponents. And this is what Nick Saban said about Vanderbilt.
But the only place you play in the SEC that's not hard to play is Vanderbilt. Because when you play at Vanderbilt, you have more fans there than they have. And that's no disrespect to them. It's just the truth.
And
well,
so,
it's the truth, though.
And so,
the truth can be disrespectful.
When there was double zeros on the clock and all the fans are rushing in, the Vanderbilt players are rushing in, guess what was playing over the PA on the big screen?
Good for them.
Nick Saban saying this about Vanderbilt. And so they have the right to do that. They should do that.
Yeah.
I love this so much.
Just beat Bama.
Yeah.
But Nick Saban isn't with Alabama anymore.
No, but he is Alabama. Like if Bear Bryant said it, he's Alabama, and he said it as even if he wasn't an employee of Alabama, as the head football coach of Alabama,
Bama.
He's Alabama. Hey, Vandy.
Around the room, how many times have you seen Vandy beat Alabama in your lifetime?
0.
Travis?
That was my first.
Jorge?
Yeah.
My first ever, and you'll never see it again.
Probably
or even
not.
Alabama generally losing to an unranked team. It really doesn't happen very often.
No,
if at all.
well, Nick Saban's not there anymore. And no disrespect to Kalen DeBoer, but what Nick Saban's superpower, in my opinion, was.
Yeah. Fear?
Not far off.
Yeah.
He never took his foot off the gas with his team. So that game against Vanderbilt was treated like the game against Georgia. This is why they didn't lose to teams they shouldn't lose to. And by the way, it happens all the time. SC would lose to Stanford, and they were 1 million-point underdogs. Appalachian State, Michigan. Upsets happen. It's part of sports. Doesn't really happen to Alabama, or at least when Nick Saban was there. It's because he never, ever had that, hey, we got one, let's get help. We are going full speed all the time.
Did you see that player snap at the end of that game? Yeah, that would never happen with Saban out there. You'd be sent home.
Nope.
Yes.
Yeah, he took out his towel. He threw it on the ground. Like, that's not how you should act as a loser.
When they played Notre Dame for the national championship, this is probably 7 or 8 years ago now.
Alabama did?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Alabama killed them.
Yeah.
It was a mismatch from the opening kickoff, and they had, 4-touchdown lead late in the fourth quarter. And I'm talking late in the fourth quarter, maybe a minute or two to go.
Is this when he went off on the punt team?
He went bonkers. He lost his mind like it was going to cost him the game.
On the punt team.
And they were up 4 touchdowns with a minute to go in the game.
That's a football coach.
That's Nick Saban,
Yes.
and that's why they don't lose.
We're going to do things right all the time.
If we're going to do it, let's do it right.
All the time.
And that's what that's the difference between the guy and there are not a lot of guys. That's why it's the greatest of all time, arguably.
That's why he's that guy. Yes, sir.
Who's hot and who's cold is brought to you by NextGen. NextGen, the official AC Heat and Plumbing Company of SoCal sports fans. Call 833-3-NEXTGen. That's 833-3-NEXGEN. The Dump, a little super crosstalk coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
The biggest show on the radio.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon.
We are joined right now by Anthony Davis.
Anthony, it's an unwritten rule in all of sports. You can't beat Father Time, except Bron is. Have you noticed any drop-off in his game?
No. Every player, as you get older, you just start shooting the basketball a little bit more.
Right.
They're kind of that old man. Yeah, they say that little old man game. But I mean, last year he shot over 40% from three. So it actually helps us. So I don't think there's no drop off. I think he just kind of transitioned to the old man game where he is more efficient as far as his energy and making sure he's not wasting any energy. Everything is a lot more efficient. With the jumper and getting fouled, getting to the line. Even though he don't get to the line as much, but there's no drop off in his game.
Steve Mason and John Ireland next at noon.
Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Francis Coppola Diamond Collection wines are a proud partner of ESPN LA. Cheers to the City of Champions, where game-winning jumpers and award-winning wines come together for the perfect game day pairing. Go one-on-one with our easy-drinking flagship Claret Cabernet Sauvignon or celebrate like you just won the finals with our crisp and refreshing sparkling Prosecco. Find Francis Coppola Diamond Collection wines today at a store near you. Francis Coppola Winery, Geyserville, Sonoma County, California. Please drink responsibly.
Hey, it's Travis.
And DeMarco.
Hey, accidents can be shocking, devastating, and difficult to deal with, which is why you should never deal with them alone and have family on your side.
Joseph S. Normand and his trusted team are family, and they're here to help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
You know, when my son was in an accident, we called Joseph at 213-747-2000, and he was able to help.
You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand.
Peter, Jorge, let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's time for everything we haven't gotten to today. Yes, it's time for the dump.
Little insider news, both inside ESPN and just insider as a title. Shams Charania just tweeted a second ago, I'm honored to join ESPN as the company's senior NBA insider. I can't wait to be a part of the incredible group of colleagues at ESPN and serve the sports audience worldwide. So, Woj is now the general manager at St. Bonnie's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. St. Bonaventure.
And Shams kind of, I don't want to say takes his place because Shams certainly earned his own place. But Shams will be the number one NBA
Steps
insider.
into the role.
Yeah,
how's that?
there you go.
Yes. Who was that saying?
Play it again for him. See if he can get it.
Was that you?
Take a listen.
Woj bomb. That sounds like a parrot.
Right.
Is that you? Oh, my God.
That's
okay.
what I wanted to teach Sleaze Parrot to say.
Woj bomb? Wow.
Woj bomb.
Did we call it a Shams bomb?
No.
Just, what do we call it? Breaking news?
Breaking news.
We're back
courtesy
to breaking
of Shams Charania. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's
nice. He'll get there first.
Nice.
Congrats, guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's currency in that, right? I get it first. This guy's drafted here. This guy's signed here.
How much is your sleep worth? Because basically he doesn't sleep.
I like sleep.
Me too.
I
Love
like
sleep.
I don't need like 8 hours a night, but 6 is good.
I need a few.
Yeah.
I want to turn the phone off.
Do you look forward to going to bed?
I like getting between the sheets and going to bed. Yes, I really do.
Like that moment where you're like,
yep.
You know what? That's enough for today.
Job well done.
I'm going up, and then when you just like you peel it back, you slide in. That's
absolutely. I'm right there with you. Yes, sir.
Em, tell me what Max Crosby was saying to Bo Nix.
God.
So Max Crosby was lined up across of Bo Nix in the game yesterday, and Bo Nix, a rookie quarterback, but he's also 30 years old. Who knows? Was like trying to call out something to his team. So he, you know how they say, can it, or kill. You know, oftentimes when they wanted to go to the next play. So Max Crosby stands up, gets close to the center, so you can hear it picked up on the center mic, and he says, "Bo, speak up. They don't effing know."
I told you.
Yeah,
right.
It's intimidating.
It's like, was it Marino that was saying that to you? Who was the guy that was talking? Oh, Favre.
Oh, no, Favre passed air. Yeah, as he's running away. Marino would cuss you out. But I would tell you, some of these rookie quarterbacks would scream so loud, they would just give away the snap count.
In the huddle.
Yeah, so I think that's like tongue-in-cheek. Like, speak louder. They can't hear you. Like, we can hear everything you're saying, dummy.
Oh, okay.
It ain't rocket science while we're everywhere.
Rookies,
we can hear you.
Rookies are rookies, and rookie quarterbacks are a whole nother
There's
thing,
a lot
right?
going on. Yeah, no
Jaden
doubt.
Daniels going to win the MVP?
Man, you know what? I want to tell him, I have fun watching him, but I want to tell him football is not this easy.
Yeah.
It's not.
Is a market correction coming?
It's got to.
Yeah.
Unless, if not, then he is the greatest thing going. I mean, he might be the apex predator of quarterbacks if you're that mobile and that good in the pocket.
He's looked terrific so
Yes.
far. They're 4-1. Who had that one coming along? Kyler Murray just tweeted, "To the trolls who memed me into a bag, thank you. I'm officially launching my Call of Duty partnership."
Wow.
So remember he got all that heat for playing all those video games. Well, he just got a nice bag from Call of Duty.
And every year in October,
This is
whenever
not a
the
flex.
Call of Duty drops,
Yeah, the
he
new one
always
is
does
just
poorly.
come out, right?
This is not a
Yeah.
flex, though. See,
What?
this is what you're talking about a video game again.
Yeah,
Call
but
of
he got a
Duty-
check this time.
Yeah.
Win some games in the playoffs.
He got a check.
Get to the playoffs first.
That check cashes whether he goes to the playoffs or not.
Don't want to hear about your Call of Duty. Go study a playbook.
Well, I mean, he got paid playing Call of Duty. He got paid playing football.
This is
too.
the problem. You're calling out people on the internet. Go
Take
go
care of
win a
your Rams.
game.
Yeah.
Look at you. See? Did you just lose this weekend too?
take care of your
thank
49ers,
you.
buddy.
Niners
Take care of your
suck.
running back.
Niners
The whole division all of a sudden is on fire.
It is. It is. I mean,
Seattle lost to the
lo-
Giants.
Seattle loses.
Yeah.
In
I mean,
Seattle.
It's the division is kind of a
It's a tire fire
Yeah,
right
it
now.
is.
What were you going to
It's a
say?
mess.
Crapshoot?
it's a crapshoot. No, I was going to say
Bat or horse?
terrible performance from the actually, there were aspects that were good for the Rams yesterday. But I mean, it sounds like Cooper Kupp's going to be back right after the bye week. I'm not ready to write off the season after they won 7 out of 8 down the stretch last year.
You were
They
going
played bad teams last year at the end. They're playing nothing but good teams at the end this year.
You were going to say about
Sorry.
when do you get to a fire sale?
Yeah.
We never got to that part.
A fire sale?
Yeah.
Yes. Who do you want to trade?
Whoever anybody wants.
If it keeps going the way it's going.
That's not super young.
Yeah.
You're not going to give it till after. I mean, the trade deadline's November the 5th.
That's what he's
So
saying.
you got a little bit.
You got a month.
Depends where you are.
You've
right?
looked at the standings in the NFC West, right?
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Yes. You've
No,
seen
he's
the,
talking
you've
if
seen
it
the Rams
continues.
play, right?
I have. I think the Rams are going to finish last, but someone has to win. I mean,
I understand
one
your
team
point.
is winning that division, and they nobody wants it.
Since they've gone to a 17-game schedule, there have been 20 teams that have, 21 teams have started 1-4.
Yeah.
One of them has made the playoffs.
You know what's
it's
great?
a 5% shot.
Who was it?
The Commanders.
The
Commanders.
thing about
Okay.
history, it's over. This is a brand new. I mean, it's a
like that.
it's a new season.
Yeah.
It's a different situation. You're 2 games out of first.
Stop.
2 games out of first.
Isn't it crazy? I mean, I'm with you.
Look,
yeah.
I'm gonna be the optimist all day today.
I'm optimistic on the Dodgers. I told you I'm staying optimistic until they're out or
You
they
are.
win it.
Okay, good.
I'm with you there.
Yep.
But Mace, they are so shorthanded right
They
now.
are.
And after the Raiders, the schedule is a monster.
Right.
They're playing. They got a game against New England. Other than that, they're playing against basically
Yeah,
as it is
home
now.
Minnesota
look
at
at
Seattle,
Trav,
home
look at
Miami.
You
at
say
New
the
England.
schedule is a monster. No, teams are getting upset every single week.
One injury can change everything.
True.
You never know.
I mean, everybody's losing to teams they're not supposed to lose to, and they already played Detroit. That looks like the best team in the NFC. They beat the Niners. Who in the NFC scares you?
Minnesota, they still have to play. Arizona,
they got a game.
blew their doors off the first time. They
Right.
haven't seen
Do you
Seattle
really
either
think it's
time.
Seattle? I mean, okay, so I'm going to be optimistic again. I'm going to be optimistic all day long. Raiders, winnable game.
Yes.
Home Minnesota, tough. At Seattle, tough. Home Miami, I don't know. Is Tua coming
If
back?
Tua-
or not?
Wait a
They
minute.
haven't been
Let's
very
back
good.
up a second. The Giants, who are terrible, just went into Seattle and won.
Blocked the field goal and won it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, so
Yeah.
it's not like
That's a miracle, though.
right. Trev, I have no illusions that they're going to have a winning record this year.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the team that goes to the playoffs could be 8-9.
9 and 8.
Is there
I
a
think.
team with
Yeah.
a winning record
Win
in
the
the NFC
division.
West right now?
Seattle.
Seattle does.
Seattle.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
going to hold on to that.
Hey, let me ask you something, DeMarco. This is a very football-y question. So I'm watching the game yesterday. I was at the game, and the one thing I noticed is, first of all, did Matthew Stafford have a bad day, or were guys not running to where Matthew Stafford was going to hit them? In other words, I think a lot of the time with Puka and Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford throws to an area, and those guys get it. Is this a function of the receivers being inexperienced and not being where Matthew Stafford expects them to be?
I think the same can be true. I think he didn't have a great day throwing the football, but there's a lot of trust between him and Cooper Kupp.
Yep.
There's a lot of reps there. Same with Puka. And when you don't have that, you're not sure about where you're throwing to certain guys. Like trying to find Colby Parkinson.
Yeah.
He has no idea where he's going to be.
Dude, move on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they threw it to him 13
Yeah,
times.
no, he had a
yesterday.
lot
They're
of
gonna have to
targets
move on to
yesterday.
another guy.
But that might be your only outlet. That's your only man-to-man coverage.
Isn't he your Tyler Higbee right now?
He should be. So this is what I tried to tell JB. We gave Higbee so much credit because what that position demands under Sean McVay. You got to be a blocker. You got to be a route runner. You got to be everything. It's harder than we think.
Right.
I think Parkinson is finding out how tough that is.
I don't know if McVay said this or maybe Stafford said this about Kupp and Puka specifically, both of them, that they see football the same. So kind of going back to what you were saying,
right?
That DeMarcus Robinson looks at something and says, okay, I need to be over here. Matthew Stafford looks at the same thing and thinks, no, I don't need you here. I need you over here.
This is what that means. They see football the same way. That means they're going to keep working on it every single day.
Is that what that means?
That's what that means. So if they have a problem on a route or they have a concept they're working on, they're going to work on that thing 1,000 times until they get it right or say we just can't use it. Think about football the same way. A text comes in at 2 a.m. Hey, I think we can run this 1 yard shallow and it'll work. And he'll respond in less than a minute. That means we're thinking about the same thing 24 hours a day.
But the way that he said it wasn't we think about it the same. It's that we see it the same. Is that the same thing?
I'm working on it more than you. Yeah, that's the thing.
Then maybe we work harder. Maybe we work more. Those guys that are not performing. It's not a Stafford. He wasn't good yesterday.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
But if those guys just aren't doing the work and saying, why don't we cut this off a yard shallower, then that seems like it's easier to fix.
But you don't find Cooper Kupps of the world or Pukas anywhere. I mean, those guys work and work and work, and you got a coach that feels the same way.
What's weird, too, about yesterday was the offensive line did a pretty good job. Like, Stafford did have some time to be able to throw the football. So I think the offensive line was decent yesterday.
It was okay.
I think Stafford was off.
He wasn't great.
And I think
Kyron ran
Kyron was great. Had
Blake
the big
Corum
fumble.
ran well.
The big fumble at
Yeah.
the beginning of the second half was brutal.
But you lost. And I told Travis this. All that stuff that went down, all the bad, you still had a chance to win that game at the end.
Yeah.
I would have taken that bet 1,000 times out of 1,000.
Did you think that at any point yesterday that they were going to win that game?
I thought Stafford was going to lead him to a
touchdown. Did you really?
I did, because this is
did
what
you
Stafford has always been able to do.
When he got the ball left with when they were down 4 with 3 minutes to go and they had the ball and they had timeouts, I kind of thought he might pull it off.
Yeah, he's got more comeback wins than anybody.
It's not. I didn't think that they couldn't, but I'd seen him play all day, and they'd step on their foot at the wrong time. They'd make a big mistake at the wrong time. They'd have a turnover at the wrong time. That against San Francisco, they weren't making mistakes. They were making plays, and so when they got going, it felt okay. Here we go again. This was a what's going to happen next kind of situation. Let's do a little super crosstalk, Jorge. Bonk.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Super Crosstalk presented by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Well, I'm not terribly optimistic about the Rams right now. I am still cautiously optimistic about the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They got out of that weekend because they still are alive, quite frankly. That they won the game they had to win. They spent all their money in game one, and they got it.
They paid off.
Yesterday was one of those, you got your butt kicked. That happens occasionally. You can kind of flush that one pretty easily, I think. Get a decent enough performance from Walker Buehler, you're right back in it. They are not dead in the water despite getting killed yesterday.
I think the Padres are overwhelming favorites at this point. They have everything going for them. And Walker Buehler is not good.
He had
a really good start. His last start was actually very good.
2 of his last 3 starts were pretty good.
Yeah, their pitcher's last start, he struck out 12 in a playoff game.
Maybe he's due for a clunker, John.
Okay.
Maybe he's due for a clunker.
I admire your guys' cup half full attitude, but I think the Padres got the Dodgers right where they want them.
Look, they have the pitching advantage for sure. Like you've said a million times to Marco, the Dodgers have Ohtani. He was quiet last night. But if he shows up, and I'm optimistic that he will, and if he can drag Mookie with him.
Listen. He's 3 for his last 42 in the postseason.
And 0 for his last 22. You're talking about Mookie?
It's unbelievable how lame he's come
And,
out.
and by the way, so both of you guys are on the fire Dave Roberts train. How is that Dave Roberts' fault?
That's not the Dave Roberts thing. If they lose in the first round, that's 3 years in a row. They've had the best record in the league.
Right.
They're out in the first
round.
round.
Let's just use last night as an example. What did Dave Roberts do wrong?
Nothing.
It's just a matter of
it's just a failure if you don't win again.
It's a matter of someone asked to be fired, and he's it.
You got to shake something.
By the way, I don't necessarily. This is my plan. Elevate Dave Roberts. Make him part of the
call it whatever
make
you
him
want.
part of the brain trust.
Scooter Libium.
Yeah.
Give him a job in the
Gomes,
administration.
Dave Roberts, Andrew Friedman, take him into the and then hire Skip Schumacher.
Here's another reason for my optimism. Skip Schumacher, Gaucho.
You like Skip? I like Skip Schumacher.
I love Skip.
Former Dodger had a really good year for the Dodgers one time.
The game they won on Saturday night, they didn't follow the script. They threw it in the trash, which is the first time in a long time I've seen them in a game like that just say, let's go with what we got. They had relief pitchers pitch multiple innings.
Yep.
3 different guys.
He left Yamamoto in there longer than I would have. He got 3 innings out of him, but that was it.
He got 3 innings out of him, and I think he got him at exactly the right time because if you go any earlier, you're going to have to change pitchers at that point probably 5 more times.
At least.
And so you're hoping
then you run that risk of one guy blowing up.
He hooked Kopech at exactly the right time.
Yeah.
Brought in Trinan and let him ride. Like Trinan got in trouble again in the ninth.
Yes.
And he let it ride.
Well, that's the first time in a long time.
He had nowhere to go.
That's the first time in a long time he's been asked to go
he threw
more
40
than
pitches.
Yeah, I mean he threw a
That's
lot.
what I mean. They don't do that with those guys, and they did it, and it worked.
And Kopech, should we be worried about Kopech after what we saw? Kopech was terrible. He had no feel for the strike zone at all.
He hadn't pitched in a game like that before.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You know, I mean,
welcome, son.
Yeah, I mean, he hadn't pitched. That's why, John, to your
bigs.
point, I'm cautiously optimistic about Walker Buehler. He has pitched in games like this before. He's had success in games like this before. This is one of those. Give me a guy. If they lose tomorrow night, Landon Knack, okay. I think at that point it's wow. We'll see what happens. Bueller's been through it a million times.
Yeah. Who's pitching for the Padres tomorrow? They don't have. No, I'm sorry. Thursday.
Are they back to cease at that point?
Game 4.
Yeah, I'd have to look.
Yeah, I know it's Michael King.
Because Musgrove's gone.
Musgrove's gone.
Yeah.
So it's maybe Martin Perez.
Could be.
Is possible. See, I think that if you can get by this game, you've got a shot because you've gone through the best of the Padres rotation.
Can you guys remember a player who has had postseason success like Mookie, both with the Red Sox and the Dodgers, that just has gone this bad? Because had he not gotten hurt, he would have pushed Ohtani for the MVP. He had that good of a year.
Right, but you're wrong about I just read a long article about this. You're wrong about saying he's had postseason success. In the postseason, he's a .240 hitter, and he's never had a run in the postseason comp. When he's not, he hits .295. When he's in like regular games, he's Kershaw in the postseason.
Wow, he was good with the Dodgers in 2020.
Maybe 1 year, but that was, remember, Corey Seager was the main reason they won those.
He was the best guy.
He was the MVP.
Mookie Betts in the postseason has not been good, and maybe he's Bonds. Remember Bonds for years was terrible in the postseason, and then that one series against the Angels, he showed up, but the Angels beat him anyway.
He got hot, but that season, what was that, 2002, and the Angels won the World Series, 01, something like that?
Yeah.
He got hot that year, but Alex Rodriguez was terrible in the preseason.
Clayton Kershaw, his numbers are night and day from regular season to postseason.
And this is not like schematics. Like there's no football thing. There in basketball,
it's gotta be atmosphere.
In basketball, you can force feed your guy. We're going to get you shots. We're going to get you good looks. In baseball, you come up when you come up.
By the way, Mookie basically had a home run yesterday until Jerickson Profar took it away. And I got a problem with those fans.
Idiots.
Oh, my God.
Once that ball goes over the wall, it's yours.
Right.
You got to take Profar's glove off.
Knock that ball down. It's the moment a fan touches it, it's a home run. Those guys are all
you can't reach over, but he reached in.
Yeah, he
Correct.
reached in.
Yeah.
You could have knocked that. You could have made that a home run, fan.
And why a couple of those guys had gloves. Battle him for it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Look at you. Battle him for it.
And then the idiots throwing stuff on the field. It was not a good night for Dodger fans.
No,
Bad look all the way around.
Emily had a great question. Who brings batteries? Why would you bring a battery?
Right, this
to
is an old...
wait a minute. Were there batteries thrown?
I didn't see a battery.
I
saw beer cans and baseballs.
What do you have that has batteries at a baseball game?
Flashlight.
Why would you have a flashlight at a baseball game?
Back in the day, you'd have your transistor radio.
Yeah,
Right.
those days are gone.
Yeah, back in the old days when Pete Rose played left field, they used to throw batteries at him, but that must have been from transistor radio.
That was like famous, too, from Candlestick Park.
And the Eagles fans.
I got hit with one in Philadelphia.
Did you really?
Night game on Thursday night. Skipped right off my helmet. Yeah, and they were winning. Coy Detmer beat us.
Yeah.
They're winning. Wow.
No,
What?
John's bumming me out.
No,
You're going south on this series?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you're looking at, but saying that you're optimistic.
I'm optimistic that
Ohtani.
Shohei's there.
Ohtani.
Teo's hitting. Muncy hit a home run.
Where were they all last night?
Had a bad night, John.
You can have
Come on.
you
John.
can have
Okay.
a bad
All right, so they all had a bad night, and every Padre had a good night?
Yes,
They had,
correct.
Yes, that happens.
Yeah.
That is exactly
so
right.
Yeah.
The Padres in 2 games have put up, 18 runs, 17
And yet,
runs?
it's 1-1.
Right.
Right.
It doesn't matter how many
Shohei
runs you
has
put
to
up.
hit,
You don't get extra
and he
credit.
has. Teo has to hit, and he has.
Mookie has to hit.
needs to
Mookie's
show
got
up.
to do
Yes.
something.
And you need one pitcher, whether it's Knack or Bueller, to give you a little bit more than you're expecting.
can steal
He
the
doesn't have to
show.
pitch 8
Yeah.
innings, but give me 5 innings and give up 1 run. That's not an impossible ask. That's not something that's
No.
totally out of the realm of possibility.
No, I mean,
especially for
look,
Bueller.
If you were to bet everything on one of these two teams, who would you put it on?
Probably the Padres.
Ireland? Yeah, I know you.
Yeah, 100%.
Would you
It'd be the
still
Padres.
pick the Dodgers?
Bet everything?
No.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
No,
Padres.
I picked the Padres.
And it's
also.
because of it's game 4.
God, I hate the Padres.
And think about this. Last night was one of those games where
No,
they got into it. They were talking trash. And I hate to say this, but the Dodgers rolled over. They got punked. I mean, the more they talk trash, the more home runs the Padres hit. And Tatis, who I was worried about going off, is doing whatever he wants, and he's doing all that showboating when he runs the bases, and he's talking crap to the fans in right field. So what's our response? Fans throwing stuff on the field?
Yeah, that's an absolute embarrassment. And by the way, it also backfired because I think it brought the Padres
galvanized
together.
It absolutely
Why would
galvanized
you make
them.
him mad?
Yeah,
That
I
just
mean,
doesn't make sense.
so not only did you throw stuff on the field, you actually helped the Padres when you did
And
it.
what's going to happen in San Diego with their fans?
It is going to be actually.
Well, wait till you see how many Dodger fans show up.
Yeah,
down
There'll be
there.
a lot of Dodger fans
Well,
there.
Joe Davis used the term bloodthirsty Padre fans last night.
Bloodthirsty.
Wow.
That's
Padres.
aggressive.
Wow.
I was driving home from the game last night, the Rams game last night, and listening to the radio broadcast, and Rick Monday was on the call, and he was hammering the Dodger fans for their act in the
Really?
7th.
They
Yeah.
deserve it.
Yeah.
Rick's right.
Yeah.
I want names. I want to
By
know
the
who
way,
exactly did it. What was the
They have
penalty?
facial recognition now at every stadium. I honestly think if they can identify anybody
Good.
who threw stuff in the
Yeah.
field, banned for life.
Fine.
Yeah, I
Easily.
absolutely
You are
agree.
no longer
That's-
welcome.
yeah.
That's the least
And,
of
and,
it.
and I'll tell you another thing. The Dodgers and the Lakers and the Rams all talk to each other. And I wouldn't mind if they made an example out of any fan that's throwing in the fans. If they
The
come out and say, Travis Rogers
Yeah.
from Arcadia, we know
Yep.
it was you.
We
You're
know
now
it was
banned
you,
from Dodger
Travis.
Stadium. And then have the Rams and the Lakers piggyback
Follow
and go,
suit.
you're not welcome in our building either.
The second you throw something, you're
done.
You're done.
You're out.
You're done.
You're done. That's
and by
an
the way,
easy one.
my understanding is what I read is nobody was actually held accountable.
That's baloney.
Do you think that somebody was?
No. I don't know if they were. They
Yeah,
weren't. I'm
'cause
saying that it can't be that hard to identify who did it.
No.
Guys,
God,
it
no.
can't
I'm
be
telling
that
you
hard.
now, they've shown me some of this for security purposes, some of this technology they have. They could, if all I have to do is literally, I could call a Ram game. I mean, I could call security at SoFi, and I would say, hey, show me a shot of Steve Mason sitting in his seats. And they type into a computer, Steve Mason's seats. His seats come up, they zoom in, there's Mason.
Yeah.
They know exactly who's using the tickets. And because tickets are all digital now, if Mace sends his tickets to Brian Cohen, then they know it was Brian Cohen in those seats.
Yeah.
And they know how to find him. Because
So let's find him.
Or at least have an address on him.
Yeah, let's find him.
Let's find him and
him.
get him out of there. And look, yell, scream, carry on, but don't throw.
the minute you cross that line, you're done.
Ridiculous.
You're a
Super
loser.
Cross Talk brought to you by In and Out. I agree. In and Out. That's what a hamburger's all about.